Welcome back, guys. Glad to see you guys are back here again, and I'm going to be starting my garden. I was thinking about really holding off until next season. Got a comment from one of the viewers, and so I was thinking, well, I was thinking my season was over because I hadn't planted my seeds, but I was thinking, you know what, the season is just beginning. You know, it's May, it's time to plant. So I was like, you know, I can go to the box store and get what I need. No big deal. And I'll just have to start my seeds for the fall crop, which I was going to do this season. But I'm glad you guys are back. And so I went to the box store and got me what I needed, basically what I was going to plant anyway this season. And so I got some green peppers and red peppers here, and I'm just going to be planting half of these. You know, I don't want to go all day with planting, you know, everything. You know, it's pretty much self-explanatory. But I added some fertilizer here, some granular all-purpose fertilizer in the soil and on top as well, and just mix that in with some compost. And so we're going to start planting these. I did that to all the beds. I added the compost and all-purpose fertilizer. And I'll just be mixing that in as I plant my starter plants. So let's get started with these right here. We'll move on to the green bell peppers here. And the soil is going to be very dry, so I'm going to have to probably wet down the soil as I plant my my vegetable plants in there. But let me show you how I can do this real quick. And I did add about 2 layers of compost. Yeah, I did add 2 layers of compost to this. And we're gonna see. Yeah, it's a little bit dry. So what I do is, when the soil is dry like that, wet it down a little bit. All right, then I'm going to add my blood meal. A little bit of all-purpose as well, just a little bit. And then let's just mix that in there. And you know, we're going to have some rain come through here soon. So I'm just going to water these down. I'm not going to overwater because I know I'm going to get some rain for almost a week straight around here soon. So these are the green bell peppers. Let's do this one here. And it is kind of dry, see? So I'm just going to wet it down a little bit. Like that. Then I'm going to go over with some more, water these down really good after the video. So we're just going to do the peppers today. Let's get these here. Now I'm going to show you something. Some of these are kind of root bound, so you want to break them up a little bit so that it starts to run down into the soil. And also, I got these from the box store, so I think they've been sitting on the shelf there for quite a while. As you see, there's little peppers already growing in here. See that? And you don't want those right now. If the plants are too small to be making peppers, it'll stunt them. So I'll just pick these out. I'll keep picking them out until they'll get to a good size. And I'm going to go through all these plants to pull out all the pepper buds. See right there. And make sure they don't try to fruit too early, because that'll stunt their growth and you'll have little plants. So try and pull those out when you can. When they get to a good size, then you can let them make those peppers for you. So let's wet it just a little bit. That. These are the Bonnie green bell peppers. Yeah, so I was already thinking my season was over with, and I was going to hold out until the fall to plant. But I was thinking, you know what, it's just beginning. I don't know why I thought not to plant anything. I just had to go to the box store and get me some plants. I was preoccupied with some things and just couldn't get my seedlings started, and I had to just let it go for a few months. and so I fell behind. But you can always go to the box store and get what you need. So that's what I did. I didn't want to go without a season of planting this season, you know. I kind of miss it. This is nice and moist. All right. We'll plant these last 3 here, and then we'll move on to the next bed. Yeah, so I got about pretty much everything I needed to. I bought pretty much everything from the box store that I needed to plant this season, and I am gonna start my season July for my fall crops, like, you know, cauliflowers and cabbage and all that. So that I'm gonna start from seeds. I'll have time to do that for the fall, and that's what I'm gonna do. June I'm gonna start planting my seeds for my fall garden. All right, let's get this one here. And I do have plenty of compost this season, so I'm gonna have to use all of that up and start making more. I have no room to make any more compost, so I'm gonna have to start using it a lot in all my beds soon. I'll be mixing that in throughout the season, trying to use all of it up. For once, I got a surplus of compost. I don't know what to do with, but you know, you can always. Doesn't have to be vegetable plants only. You put compost in. You can put them in your garden beds, you know, trees, anything. You know, just give them some more nutrients. So you can always just spread it around the house, not just your vegetables. You know. All right. Let's move on to this bed. This bed over here has got the jalapenos. And same situation here. All these are starting to fruit already, so I'm gonna have to go be really meticulous and try to get all the fruiting, all the ones that are starting to put out their peppers already. I'm gonna have to just cut those off, you know. So we'll see if. So I'm gonna have to just go through these very well because I don't want to have them stunted. So let's do this one here. We'll do a few of these. Some blood meal, all purpose. Okay. Let's water it down a little bit. You want to water those plants really well. When your transplants, water them pretty well when you first go in, because they're going to need that extra moisture in there, because it'll dry out pretty quickly if you don't get them real well saturated. So let's see. All right, let's see. Let's get this one here. And this time I had serrano peppers last season, and they did very well. I canned all of the peppers, all my serranos, and so now I'm going to try my jalapenos again. And I've got 12 jalapeno plants in this bed right here. So I think I should have plenty to can again and to give away. I got a lot of friends and family that are going to be getting jalapeno plants. So hopefully they do well, so I can spread it around to everybody. Let's see. Get this real quick. All right. And I'm going to do 3 tomato plants, but I think I'm going to get another. I'm going to do 4 this season instead of 3. So I'm probably going to have to go to the box store and pick another one up. Another tomato plant. And trying to get me a determinant. I couldn't find any determinant tomatoes where I went. They're all indeterminate. I'm trying to give me a determinant, so I'm gonna really search for one of those for the next tomato plant I plan to buy, because I want those tomatoes. You know, at least one tomato plant that's gonna put out tomatoes quickly. You know, at least have that first run of tomatoes, and then the other will be throughout the season. You know, that we don't have to wait too long. They'll be ready to go. So let's add, yeah, I did add it. Okay. So now I gotta mix in. This is the all-purpose. I'm gonna mix in the soil. That's just the top layer. Give it some good nutrition there as it rains. I'm gonna have to water these beds down heavily right now, and then just wait for the rains to take over, because this bed is too dry. You put in your wet seedlings in there, and then the dry soil will suck all that moisture away from them, and they can struggle. So always try to moisten your dry beds. Try and get them nice and wet. Okay. Oh, one more. Maybe we'll plant the tomatoes after this, and then I'll show you around what kind of projects I have, what I plan to do for the garden. I have to do a lot of bed replacements. All right. Some water. So I plan to do a lot of zucchinis and cucumbers this season. I'm going to be trying to get those ready to plant those. I got a feeling these jalapenos are going to do very well. Hopefully I get large jalapenos. Make some poppers, jalapeno poppers. It's been a while. All right, so I'm going to get the rest of these later. So all these are jalapenos, 12 jalapeno plants. I've got 6 green bells, and I got the red bell peppers here. So I can't wait for these to start. I've got my basils over here on this side this season. All these are my basil. Be my basil garden this season, and I do go through a lot of that. So hopefully they'll get a little more sun there, I think. So they should do a little better there. And let me show you where the tomato plants are going to go. Okay. So we got, let's see, we got a big beef. We always get the big red beef. What is it? Yeah, red beef steak. We always get one of those. And then we've got Big Boy. You see the price? $3.98. Yeah, so I'll have more time. I'll have more time to do my seeds next season for sure. But like I said, yeah, season's just beginning, so I had plenty of time. I was already giving up on starting my garden, you know. I hadn't done my seeds, but you can always buy your plants, no big deal. You always buy your plants and get them started. You're not going to have the big variety you used to, but you'll have something to plant, you know. It's always good to start seeds, because you always choose exactly what you want. You got so many different varieties of plants you can choose from. So that's okay. Big beef. These should start to really. Should have probably done it a little deeper, but that's okay. That's all right. You can plant tomatoes a little deeper than they should be. This one I'm going to plant deeper. So more of the stem in the dirt will give it more roots. This one I didn't do that with. So one there, and I'll put one right here. See how where it is? how dry the dirt is. Let me wet that real quick. There we go. There. And wet it. I'm going to soak these garden beds here really well before I go in tonight. Because look, it's just water doesn't even soak up because it's so dry. So you really have to water these down really, really well. This is the big boy. I'm gonna do it deeper. I always forget. I'll put that saw there. There. There you go. Let's see how deep that is. That's gonna grow a lot of roots down there and hopefully give me a better, stronger plant. All right, so that's gonna be my tomatoes for now. And I've got my peppers. I've already started. So I'll catch you guys next time. I'm gonna finish up these peppers and I'm gonna do a little more compost on top, a little more fertilizer. I'm gonna fertilize the heck out of these things, and hopefully they grab a hold. So thank you for joining me, guys. I'm glad you guys are back. I'm glad to be back. And if you're a new viewer, like and subscribe, and I appreciate you hitting the like button. And to all my subscribers, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.